Up next, we have another super lopsided matchup in terms of the betting odds, and honestly, what probably will be in terms of the result, too. We've got Ikram Aliskerov versus Warlley Alves. Warlley sitting at plus 435 on a short notice step-in, while Ikram is at minus 635. So Aliskerov comes in 1-0 in the UFC, 14-1 in his professional record, but he is within the contenders of this division. I don't know if that's necessarily a statement about the middleweight division as a whole, or if that's just like how good this guy is. I think it's a combination of both, but he's been done so dirty for this UFC 294 card, Rick. He had Paulo Costa first booked a few months ago, where he was supposed to fight him, I believe, on the Gaethje Poirier card. That got yanked and pushed all the way out to October, where we'll be seeing them this weekend. But they pulled Paulo Costa from there and put him against Chimaev, and then they gave him Nasruddin Imavov, and Imavov pulled out last week or 2 weeks ago. So then Warlley Alves steps in. Mind you, Alves, the conqueror of Colby Covington in 2015 in the welterweight division. Don't forget it. It's just not the same. I feel bad for the fans. I feel bad for like Aliskerov himself. He was going to be able to get a real test to be like, do we have a guy? Is this guy like legit? Is all the hype real? But now we just get to see him beat the piss out of Warlley Alves. Warlley Alves. And that's going to be that. Like, I just think that for Aliskerov, with his weight versus where Alves has come in previously, you've got a guy that's moving up from welterweight in Alves to a guy in Ikram that potentially, if you let him, he would 100% try to weigh in more than the middleweight number, where he is a pretty big middleweight. So I think we're going to see a huge size discrepancy here between the two when it comes to fight night. I'm interested to hear what you think about the actual like technicalities with these guys. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the short notice for Warlley Alves doesn't really play into his favor. I mean, your favorite fate is people who haven't fought much. And I mean, he's fought just 3 times in the past 4 years. So he hasn't been an active fighter, and those have come in a lot of losses too. I mean, Jeremiah Wells isn't a good loss, nor is Nicholas Dalby. I mean, and then now you're rewarded with a main event. Again, on short notice. And Warlley Alves, I don't want to discredit him. Early in his career, I mean, he was fantastic, beating Alan Jobin. He beat Colby Covington. He choked out Colby Covington. I mean, he has some talent there, but I'm with you. I don't see a way where he's able to take some of the shots from Aliskerov. And Aliskerov can take this fight anywhere he wants it. It's an odd fight, but I think that we see Aliskerov's hand raised pretty quickly in fashion that gets the crowd on its feet for the local guys. So I've got the under 1.5 at minus 155, and I think that's a decent play. I think that we see a pretty quick finish from Aliskerov, or at least him searching for that finish early to try and get the crowd off their feet. And I think that's why it's on the main card. He's got a lot of hype behind him. That division, I mean, the middleweight is not the best once you get deeper. I mean, Chris Curtis is 13th. Anthony Hernandez is 15th. I mean, if he wins this, he probably could be ranked. If they want to hype him up again, they could put him at 3rd on like that main card of a pay-per-view. But I've got Aliskerov, but my play is the under 1.5.
Yeah, I like the under. I think that's a really smart play. I'm probably going to sit and wait to see what props can come out of this. If there's anywhere we can get him tied with an under, is by some method of victory, one way or the other. That's probably the way that I'm going to go here. But yeah, I'm gonna sit, or yeah, just wait and see what goes on. But don't mind the under. And for me, I just want to reiterate again, like, do not throw him into a parlay leg. I mean, he's probably one of my most certain favorites of the whole card, but you do not get any value when you're plugging in these minus 600, minus 500 guys into parlays. It just adds no value to what you're trying to do. So just want to reiterate that again, because I know people love throwing together some wild-ass UFC parlays. You're not going to get that with this podcast, but
I know you are. I'm looking at
Ikram into one.
I know you people. You've got the entire main card. You've got all favorites, minus 260, minus 300, minus 360. You're putting them all together, and you're putting your bankroll on it, and then it's going to lose. You're going to. It's a UFC, so don't do it. There's no point.
Yeah,
I remember I did it once. I did it once on Amanda Nunes when she got upset by Juliana Pena at minus 1100.
I remember that.
I don't know why I did it. I regret it, but yeah. So That's that. Both of us on Ikram Aliskerov over Warlley Alves. Off to the next fight between Johnny Walker, our favorite, and Magomed Ankalaev, or the foreign Jeb Bush. So we will see you there.